This is the eve of Ramadan, a month that typically is festive, with decorations through the streets, fasting during the day, but big meals at night, families getting together, celebrating. This year, not happening. There are none of those decorations. I'm in East Jerusalem, the Arab side of the city. You don't see any of that. I was in a restaurant earlier today, a fantastic little restaurant nearby, Sarwa Street Kitchen. The owner was receiving cancellations while I was there, including of big parties, one of 30 people. It's just not a celebratory time right now. And people are, he says, people are saying they don't want to be having these big meals at a time when people in Gaza are literally starving to death. We have at least 25 children who have died of dehydration or malnutrition since the war began, according to Gaza's health ministry. So it clearly is not the Ramadan that you typically see here. We have seen promising steps toward establishing new aid corridors. This maritime aid corridor from Cyprus is in the works. The ship was expected to leave yesterday with 200 tons of aid. My colleagues were told recently that it still hasn't left today. World Central Kitchen is building a pier to receive the aid where it comes into Gaza. But we still, that would not be a replacement for the massive amount of aid that comes on truck convoys, or used to before the war began. We're at like half the level that it was before the war. Yeah, Biden leveled some harsh criticism at Netanyahu. He said that going into Rafah would be a red line. This is something that Netanyahu has said he is going to do, whether there were a ceasefire deal or not, and that a deal would just delay that. He also said that Netanyahu is hurting Israel more than helping Israel, and that the Gaza death toll is contrary to what Israel stands for, rather. The opposition leader here in Israel, Lapid, seized on this comment, saying that Biden and the U.S. government have lost faith in Netanyahu, as has half of his cabinet and the majority of Israeli people, and that really Netanyahu, doesn't listen to the moderates in his cabinet. He always sides with the hardliners. Netanyahu shot back in a Politico interview today. He said that his policies are overwhelmingly supported by the majority, and also that this isn't like something that's just in his personal interest. This is something that will help Israel as a country. But as we see this sort of separation, at least in rhetoric, between the U.S. and Netanyahu, it just sort of increases the uncertainty at a time when there already is significant uncertainty, on the eve of Ramadan, when this is a month when tensions tend to run hot. We've seen clashes in the past between Israeli police and people going to worship at the Al-Aqsa Mosque just a few blocks from here. So, this is just added uncertainty. David Biller with the Associated Press for CGTN in Jerusalem.